For the most part, I guess Fantasy Ground kind of works the same, but because this is Pathfinder, the layout isn't necessarily the same as we're used to with Dungeons & Dragons characters. On the bright side, we all play Dungeons & Dragons online, and that's based on 3.5 D&D. And Pathfinder is also based on 3.5 D&D. So there's going to be some things that we're already totally used to, like reflex and will and fortitude saves, that we don't have to learn. But there's other things that we're going to be like confused as hell about, because we don't know any of our abilities, we don't know any of our feats. So it could be a hot mess. I am going to share a couple things. And this is what they call like the player aid card. The first one has basics about some actions you can take and what that means on your turn. And some of this is going to be like not really new to you because you understand totally the concept of rolling 20s, rolling a d20, what a 20 or what a 1 means. You understand what DCs are for things, like doing checks against the DC. But the one important thing that's different from Dungeons & Dragons is there is the turn economy is different. You basically get a 3-action turn economy. So like whatever you do on your turn adds up to 3 actions, and then you also get to have a reflex action. And different things you do cost different amounts of stuff. Like striking with a weapon typically costs 1 action. Moving costs 1 action. Stuff like that. And as we go forward, that'll just get expanded more. But that's the basic activity. The other thing that comes in is on your turn, if you strike with a weapon, you could do it technically up to 3 times, but each successive time you strike with your weapon, there is a penalty for striking true on your follow-ups. So it should be like on your character sheet, like by each weapon, it'll say something like +7, +2, and then minus something. -3, I think, is the default. And what that means is with your first strike, you get like the max bonus to hit. Second strike, there's a -5 penalty by default for landing the next attack. And then the third one, there's like a -10. Now there's different feats you can get, like I think it's agile. I want to say agile. It might be mobility. I'm getting them confused right now because trying to memorize the whole thing and actually understand how the game works without actually understanding how the game works is a lot. But there are different things and abilities that could reduce that potential attack. So if you have an option to attack things up to 3 times and not move, but there are trade-offs, pros and cons for choosing that. So as we go, you might like experience some of these things. Likewise, if you cast spells, different spells might have different costs. Some might cost 1 action, some might cost 2. There might be different abilities you have based off of your class that cost 2 actions, others that might cost 1, and some things might be a free action where you can just do it all the day long. So as we go along, theoretically, we'll navigate this and figure it out when we come to it. Second page of the player reference card. This is basically a long list of conditions. Now, the number one thing out of here, I think I want to talk about is flat-footed, which is basically the flanking kind of thing when we play Dungeons & Dragons, because this is probably the most relevant to Rach and her roguiness. Because I feel like, and this might just be me, because when we've been playing Dungeons & Dragons, I've been pretty much treating it like whenever you have any kind of ally adjacent to an enemy, I treat that as they're flanked, and the rogue gets sneak attack damage and all that goodness. This is a little bit different, and I'm going to share another thing that's about flanking. And it looks really confusing at first glance, I think. Right?
What?
Am I right? Okay. But basically, what this boils down to is number one, Valeros and Kira, they're flanking the monster guy, okay? And in number 3, the monsters are flanking the wizard Ezrin. But in number 2, they don't treat Valeros and Ariciel. I'm going to call her Rach now. I can't pronounce her name. Mary. I think Mary's supposed to be the official shortened version of her name that people can pronounce.
Mary, yeah.
So Val and Mary, they are not supposed to be flanking the creature because they're on the same side. And that's the way they treat it. If you're standing on the same side of the creature, their ability to move away from you is not impaired because you don't have like their path of escape blocked off. And that's where flat-footed comes from. You got to be like on more than one side of the creature to block their escape, making them flat-footed and susceptible to sneak attack damage and anything that affects any kind of cool stuff that happens when they're flat-footed. I hope that makes sense. But the picture is now yours to keep and revel in while we play.
Yeah.
And let's see, the only other thing before we start is movement is slightly different, I think. I know, I'm totally overwhelming. And the main way it is different, okay, is diagonally. It costs slightly more to move diagonally than it does to move the cardinal directions. In that the first step you move diagonally is 5 feet in cost. The second block you move diagonally is 10 feet. So it's like 1.5 overall. It's 1.5 times the distance you can move when you're going straight directions. So hopefully that all is helpful and you guys aren't completely overwhelmed at this juncture.
Yeah. Well, we'll just learn it as we go along, like we normally do. My speed's 30 then, so when I get to move, I get to move 30. Is that right? Yeah. Right. Okay.
Yeah.
And each square's 5, yeah, unless you're going diagonal.
Yeah, unless otherwise stated.
Right. Okie doke. Right, I should be going straight.
Well, that'll be a surprise.
We're trying new things today.
That is way beyond my comfort zone for being new things. Just saying.
All right. So let's get started with the game, and maybe we'll actually get something in the adventure done today. We're in the seaside town of Otari. A nice little picture. It's a thriving, diverse lumber town and trade port with a storied past and its fair share of sinister secrets. It was founded by a group of adventurers over 400 years ago, and the town has weathered attacks from kobolds and strange monsters, economic woes and windfalls, and cycles of prosperity and strife. Today, the town is a prosperous community and one of the largest settlements along the coast. But outside groups have their eye on Otari's fortunes, and centuries-old threats still lie buried beneath the cobblestones. It is nestled in a coastal valley between 2 looming cliffs. The Osprey River flows into the sea in the middle of this valley, and the sturdy stone to either side of this river supports hundreds of buildings and a deep harbor. Otari rarely floods, but the numerous caves, warrens, and channels dug beneath the town do so regularly. There are 2 major visual landmarks to the town of Otari. One to the west is called the Giant's Wheel, It is this large water wheel with a flume, kind of like you'll find at most amusement parks. And this is because one of the major industry of Otari is logging. And they use this giant flume to move chunks of wood. Is that what you would call it? Logs? Logs. This deep vocabulary. Tree logs from where they have been cut down in the forest around Otari to the water for easy export by ship. The other landmark is a large library, which you see to the west with the pretty blue domed roof. It is a large library, but it also doubles as a temple to Syrinscape. And any religious services, whatever, or research that you might ever need to do would probably be found there. So those are the two most distinctive aspects of Otari from the outside. Now, in addition to logging, the secondary most important industry is fishing. So by and large, the local citizens are either involved with the trade of cutting down logs or fishing. What comes today is word has begun to spread around Otari that there is a problem down at the Otari fishery. Some are saying that some sort of beast is lurking in the basement, feeding on the stores of salted fish. Folks are worried that whatever is eating this fish might get hungry enough to eat the people of Otari next. Now, all of you may not necessarily be directly from Otari, but for your own reasons you found yourself in town. And all of you are familiar enough with town to know that the Otari fishery, it's a fishery by day. By night, the woman who owns and runs the fishery, whose name is Tamily Tandervale, she kind of opens the doors and the fishery converts into kind of a gaming house tavern at night, where people from all over the town will come and hang out and party and have a good time. And by and large, everybody has a pretty good opinion of Tamily Tandervale as being friendly and an excellent hostess. Recently, Tamily Tandervale, with these recent troubles of missing fish, put out a desperate plea for help. With the town guard, they're busy usually protecting the loggers, because that being the primary industry where most of the money in the town is coming from. She needs a few brave souls to venture down into the basement of her warehouse and put an end to this beast that is feasting on her fish. You all have been recruited to take up this challenge. So, to get started, you've all collected at the stairs leading into the basement, and you're all potentially meeting for the first time. So, why don't you start by introducing your character very briefly and your name, and we'll move on from there as I figure out what the hell's going on.
Okay, my Unity's just shut down, so 2 ticks.
Ooh!
Odd.
You haven't been kicked out yet, so
I mean,
some catching up.
I can. What do you mean client name is already in use? I know that, you've just kicked me out.
No, I haven't kicked you out. Let me kick you out formally.
All right, do that. But I can do my character if nobody else wants to go first.
All right, you're disconnected now, so it should allow you to reconnect.
Okay. Yes, it looks like it. Do you want me to go first?
Sure.
Okay, and where are we? You say we're at the top of the stairs going down to the warehouse.
You're at the top of the stairs going down the warehouse, and I'm getting ready to kind of position you.
Okay.
Slightly off the map, but wherever we're starting, then I'll share it.
All right. I don't know how long this will last for, but I'm going to try some. So you see a 3-foot high little green goblin with goggles on. He's got a wide leather belt with little casks hanging from it and stuff. And he just sort of grins at you both. Hello, I am Fumbus the Flammable. No, that's wrong. I am Fumbus the Fantastic. And he looks very proud of himself, and then he gives you a very flourishing bow. Sorry.
No, excellent.
That was great.
Yeah.
Fumbus sounds like fun at parties.
Yeah, probably
Since we
drinks
are
too
a
much.
party,
Mm.
and since we are a party, it's a good thing. I am sharing a map now. Who's next? Which victim? We've met Fumbus the Goblin Alchemist guy. Wait, is Fumbus a guy?
Fumbus is a guy.
Okay.
Well, I'll go next. Oh, hi. I'm Mary. Mary Seal is my proper name, but you can call me Mary for short because everybody else struggles with it. And I'm a rogue, and I like to stay at the back of the group, out of harm's way.
Oh, I should see if I've unlocked the map to rearrange your icon. You were locked. Okay.
No.
You can rearrange your marching order as you see fit.
Which way's the back?
You are on a flight of stairs. You and Fumbus might want to change. I don't know if maybe Fumbus is the front lines guy.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's me.
All right, that's Mary, whose full name we can't pronounce.
Yep.
Including Mary.
Including Mary, yep.
And lastly, but not leastly, is the bearded one.
My character has one too. I couldn't resist. I am Even. I am playing Harsk, the Dwarf Ranger. And, yeah, I'm just here for the free fish.
There's stolen
Like
fish.
that on some bread with mayo?
Free fish?
We're getting free fish if we do this, right?
Maybe if you find some fish.
I thought if we did this and got rid of the bad guys, I thought she said she was gonna give us the fish.
No, she might not have said that, but she might have said something like, actually, I haven't actually said to you what she's gonna give you if you do
Is it better than fish?
It might be some cash to buy fish.
Well, yeah, either way,
Okay.
you get fish.
Okay. If I can buy
Yeah.
fish, that's good too.
And if you get lucky, maybe you'll find some fish.
They always swim too fast.
I'm going to peer down the stairs. And say, I don't think they swim down here.
They all float down here.
So, the stairs leading into the basement of the Otari fishery creak with age as you make your way downstairs to find the beast that has been eating all the fish. In the center
Death
of the room,
to the beast!
in the center of the room, between stone pillars holding up the fishery overhead, are barrels filled with salted fish. 2 of these barrels have been smashed open, spilling their contents on the floor. In the east wall is a large hole opening into darkness.
Why, it smells down here.
Yeah, it smells. I'm getting hungry. How about you guys?
Just a few hours ago, you gathered with a few other adventurers, all 3 of you, in the office of Tamley Tandervale's office. In the office of Tamley Tandervale's office.
You should have picked a better name.
There's an extra office in here. She's got 2 offices, where she offered you 10 gold pieces each, if you could put an end to this menace. So that's 10 gold of fish money. She was
How many is
thrilled.
that in fish?
At least 10, probably more.
Okay.
Maybe 1,000.
Wow.
1,000. Okay.
You can buy somewhere between 10 and 1,000 fish with that. She was thrilled when you agreed to help her with this simple task. But as you make your way downstairs, you can't help but wonder if this might be a lot more adventure than you bargained for. So as you go down the stairs and enter this room, you can place yourselves accordingly within the room. And tell me, like in this first room, what's something that you want to do to
Okay,
start
so
your investigation?
the way the thing map exposes is weird. Okay, so you said there's 2 barrels that smashed open and lost all the fish, and there's a hole to the east. Did you say?
Yes, there is a big dark hole to the east.
Okay, can I see? Is there anything unusual about the way the barrel's been smashed, or is it just trashed so it doesn't really help us determine what's broken it up?
I feel at this point in time would be an excellent opportunity to do a skill check.
Oh!
But what kind of skill check?
Do they have like an investigation? What have they got?
Let's look at your character sheets.
I know, I am doing it.
Because my brain just short-circuited. I'm like, what skills do people use?
Perception?
Perception, yeah.
Perception sounds like a good thing.
Right, so how the chuff do I roll it? Sorry, yeah, I can see it. Right.
In the tower or out?
Oh, well, that was
Well,
pants.
it's gonna be
Well,
out.
good to know.
Are we all doing it, or?
And what exactly are you like looking at specifically? Like what area of the room?
Well, I was looking at the smash barrels.
I was looking at the fish.
I'm looking at the backside of a dwarf.
Are you
See
crouched
anything
down?
you like?
Ah, dear. Yeah,
I'll
Bonnie's
say-
probably rolling around laughing.
I am, but I'm also like figuring out what the hell am I supposed to tell you? Because I mean, Har's also looking at the fish, which means sounds to me like you're also looking at the open barrels.
That's
And
where the fish are, right?
you can tell that a lot of fish have been taken out of this barrel. Like the barrel is almost empty.
Are there any
and-
fish that I can eat?
It's all salted fish, maybe like half a one. It looks like it's been nibbled by something else.
Half? I don't even have to chew that. I will pick up half a fish and eat it.
You can tell that there's definitely been some motion of some kind of creature here, especially based off of your professional expertise. But I'm gonna have you, Harsk, do a nature check to determine what kind of creature or monster or doodad might have been messing around with this fish.
I need to stop dragging the dice onto the picture because then it doesn't roll.
Oh!
The only trouble
Nat
is there's
20.
nowhere to go but down.
Now for like that, I'm gonna go back to like our player card 1. Player aid card, which that is like a critical success because you rolled a natural 20. And then the other circumstance where you would get a critical success would be if you beat the DC by 10 or more.
I don't mess around when it comes to fish.
But you have like engaged your ranger radar, and you can figure out from the tracks around this open barrel and like the teeth marks and the parts of salted fish that are left behind that there's a combination of creatures that you think have traveled this way recently. One being rats, and another one you think is a creature you only encountered briefly before, but is the stuff of legend that you know of as a kobold.
Bonnie, Grimm's computer's just crashed completely. So I don't know if you want to pause while she comes back.
We shall pause
Yeah.
and pray for Grimm's computer.
Yeah. She's got a nice blue screen with a sad face on it at the minute.
Oh, I hate when that happens.
Aye. It always happens when we're just starting to play in it.
In the meantime, I will share the happy smiling face
Oh.
of Tamily Tandervale, who hired you for this job. Because I forgot to do it earlier. Isn't she nice?
I'm just gonna call her Fish Lady. I can't say her name.
She's the fish
Can we call
lady.
her, can we call her Tammy?
Tammy, I think that's fair. Shorten all the names. Because
Yeah.
one of my major gripes so far has been there has not been a pronunciation glossary. And these names are not, straightforward. And I would like to be able to pronounce them as intended, but the only time I see any of that information is if I have to go look up each character in the wiki. It's like really weird how like Grim popping off just rearranged where everybody's icons are. I'll see if it fixes when she pops back on.
Yeah, it's still the same for me.
Oh, I'm talking about in the
Oh,
the stream
the other thing.
layout. Your merry little square just jumped up. And it's overlapping Harsk's now a little bit. Yeah, let's just...
I think she's just trying to get a closer look at my butt.
Yeah.
Hard to miss!
Can't argue with that.
Also, you guys could use this opportunity to move yourselves around within the room a little bit to position yourself. Mary, I mean, I don't know if you're on the stairs because you haven't really done anything, but Harsk is probably more in the room looking at barrels since you did all the inspection on the fish. Or lack of fish.
This barrel looks the fullest. And Harsk has stuck his head in the barrel, so he's sort of leaned over, and he's probably chewing butt crack.
Thank goodness I'm not behind him anymore.
Mary, is there anything that anything else you would like to look at while you're in here?
Well,
or not even look at. I mean, I don't know what your
Well,
hobbies are.
I've just only just come downstairs and got a peek around the corner, so maybe have a look at anything really, just not Harsk's book crack.
Be
Well,
really glad my favorite food is fish and not beans.
welcome back. Yeah, see, like when Grim reconnected, all the little icons pop back into their haphazard, but not overlapping pattern that I had them in originally.
Sorry, I fell down the stairs and knocked my head.
That's probably why you rolled a 5 on your
Yeah,
perception.
probably.
But you're not prone.
Okay, I'm just coming back into Fantasy Grounds now.
Yes, so I'll maybe I'll have a little peruse of the room. Just have a look around. See
Okay.
what you can see.
Anything in particular?
What that I want to look at.
Mhm.
Can I see? Have I got a good view of the big hole on the other side?
You can definitely see
That's
the big hole
my
on the other
butt
side.
crack.
There's 2 big holes to the east.
Wow. I'm glad to see that no matter who we play with, it always, ends up the same way.
It always comes to this.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah, you roll a perception check, Mary. Let's see what you got going on.
That's all
Oh,
right.
19's not too bad. I mean, you can basically tell that the shelves are there are shelves along the walls to the north and south, and they're kind of stacked up with general supplies that belong to the fishery. And looking at one of the holes on the one on the wall to the east side, not the one on the hearth, you notice that there are piles of loose rock and dirt on the inside of the room, and it looks like something has broken open the wall from the other side, not from inside the basement.
Right. So tunneled in rather than tunneled out.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that would make sense, really, wouldn't it?
Mhm.
Oh, can we see tracks?
Well, I can see Hask's.
No, I wiped.
A strange chittering comes from the hole in the wall. Suddenly, a massive rat the size of a dog emerges from the darkness, and it isn't alone. The giant rats rush towards you, their huge teeth snapping.
It's probably bigger than me.
So we are entering our first combat.
Hey.
Is there a roll initiative thingy on this?
I think there is.
Yeah, it's on the action sheet, top left-hand corner under your name.
I'm sure you
And I
picture a
take it-
rat. The rats are hungry.
That is definitely a
Hey!
giant rat.
Hors d'oeuvres. Nothing goes with fish like rat. So we are rolling initiative.
Yes, you are rolling initiative.
Sorry, I had to go point some out there, Rachel. Ooh!
Let's hope we roll this well in combat.
I know. I'm hoping that crappy one I just did was the last one for the night.
Let there be rats. Oh, and I guess I'm gonna share one other thing, which is combat guide reference card. But it's a lot of stuff. It's a lot of information. God, don't be overwhelmed.
Ah!
I know, right? Wall attacks. Holy shit! But this isn't your first combat. You know how this stuff works.
Well, in theory.
Kill the bad guys, take the fish. That's how it works. Let's go.
Well, you've already done the first step, which is roll initiative. And I see that all of you did pretty stinking well.
Mm-hmm.
The only one, Mary, you're the one who tied with one of the rats. Wow. But hey, you all rolled pretty high numbers. So that's impressive. And this poor rat.
How many rats? Oh, there's 3: breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
There's a rat for each of you. Weird. Funny how that is. This is the DM buying time while she figures out how much movement the rat had. So one of these rats is going to run up to Fumbus. And right out the gate, it's going to bite at Fumbus with its jaws. It rolls a 16, which means it misses because Fumbus is so freaking armored. What is your armor class, Fumbus?
17.
17? Well, aren't you a lucky son of a gun?
Yeah, I'm just... Bloody hell, I think he's got better AC than my sodding paladin fighter, whatever it is I am on the other one.
Uh-huh. Now, the rat has a 3-action economy just like you do. I have already used one action to move towards Fumbus, and I've used another action to bite at Fumbus with jaws again. I'm going to try to bite Fumbus a second time because this is a rat. The rat does not have strategy. Theoretically, when I roll, it's going to be -5. It's only going to be +2 to hit you instead of +7. I'm praying that Fantasy Grounds does this for us automatically and I don't have to worry about it. So it's kind of experimental as well.
Okay. Oh! Oh no!
And it didn't! For crying out loud.
Alright.
So, okay.
Fail, Fantasy Grounds.
But
I know.
I rolled an 18, which would have beat your armor class anyhow. Technically, it should have only been a 20, not a 25.
Right.
And I gotta figure out if maybe there's a way to fix that before the next one, because I think that your rolls might work better, but my rat only has like this one thing here. And maybe I'm misinterpreting the rules wrong. I went through like a solo adventure thing that comes with the beginner box. And in that case, I thought it had the minuses happening to creatures' attacks as well as the player character's attacks. But yeah, you get bitten. And this does some damage. It does 4 piercing damage to Fumbus as this giant rat chomps its jaws onto your little arm, digs in, and just gnaws. But enough of that rat. It's on to Mary.
Okay, question.
Uh-huh.
Can I? So we get three actions. So can I move, attack something, then move backwards?
You could.
Would they get an attack of opportunity though?
Here's something else that's interesting. You don't automatically get attacks of opportunity. In fact, attacks of opportunity tend to be special abilities or reserved for certain classes of characters. Like I think fighters get them. So you could move towards the rat and then move away from the rat.
Okay, so Mary's thinking that she's gonna vault onto the barrel that's next to Fumbus and have a jab at the rat that's just bit him with a nice shiny rapier. What do you reckon?
Where are you thinking you're going to move him? You're going to move?
There,
Wait.
on top of the barrel.
You're going to hop on top of the barrel?
Yeah.
I'll say yes, but you have to do an acrobatics or athletics check to make sure you don't slip up.
Okay, 1 second. Acrobatics or what? Athletics?
Yes.
Which is better?
Whichever you like.
Oh, that nearly landed.
No,
on
it's a 20.
Hey, 15 is good enough. I was only going to require you to roll a 10.
Excellent. So now I'll have a
So
crack.
you kind of a little bounce and a hop. You just kind of like run up on top of the barrels,
Yep.
and you're looming over this giant rat that's gnawing on Fumbus's arm.
Yep. And I'm gonna have a jab.
Okay, jab it with your rapier.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, and a miss.
14
Common blast.
misses. Gosh, let me look at this rat again. What's this rat's AC? Holy cow.
Since when do rats wear armor?
Oh, you just missed it. It's all the excitement and all the acrobatics.
Yeah. I'll, do you know what? I'll have another jab. I'll do the second one, and I'm on top of the barrel. So.
Okay, let's see how Fantasy Grounds rolls for you if it puts in the penalty. It did. Thank you, Fantasy Grounds. And you hit because you rolled an 18,
Yay!
making a dirty 20. Awesome. So roll damage on your rat.
That sounded dirty.
It was dirty. It was a dirty 20.
Oh,
When do I get sneak attack?
Oh, actually, you don't get sneak attack, I don't think. Oh, actually, you do get sneak attack, because this is... Double check for me, because I think the first time in the first round you attack a creature, you do get sneak attack damage.
But if I've already tried to hit him and missed, the second time it's not going to be a surprise, is it really?
Well, this is the tactical nitty-gritty of how a game works that that I may be completely ill-equipped to help you with.
Well, I could just roll a 1d6 on it.
I'm going to see what surprise attack says. You spring into combat faster than foes can reach. I just did. Oh,
She shut whatever she were reading, probably.
I just muted myself accidentally by leaning on my controller on my headset. I hate it when I do that because I don't know what my sound level is now. But at least you can hear me, maybe?
Yes.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah, you sound about the same, actually.
Okay, well, this brings me to some point that I probably should have pointed out to you earlier. There's a thing you can do, like move silently. And I think there's something that you can do because you're a rogue where you can roll a stealth for initiative instead of perception, maybe? And be sneaky. Creatures that haven't acted have the flat-footed condition, but only against you. Now, the reason why you don't get sneak attack damage is because that rat has actually gotten to attack at this point.
Okie doke. Right, that's fine.
If the
Then-
rat hadn't acted yet, you would have been able to get sneak attack damage. That's how I'm interpreting it.
Yeah, that's fine. My turn is over then, yeah?
I'm just I'm double checking something else. I want to make sure that I'm not shortchanging you. And maybe I should like look just in case there was anybody in Twitch chat who actually knows how the game works.
I have chat popped out. I'm not seeing anything.
Now I think you might be needing to use the stealth skill to like avoid notice for that
Sure.
whole stealth instead of perception on initiative to
I
be
shall
in
remember that.
effect.
I'll remember that for the next
It's
time.
like one of those fancy, complicated things, like, you know, how in Dungeons & Dragons Online, we have this whole, like, melange of feats and skills that make you, like, uber powerful.
Mhm.
But you gotta know
You've
how
never
they
played
work.
against Mona I characters, have you?
But still, we're, like, all, like, superheroes. Because we have so many feats and abilities in past lives and whatever, they all work in conjunction
Yeah.
to make us impervious against giant rats. But let's say, yeah, that was Marisol's turn. It is now Fumbus's turn. Fumbus's revenge.
Okay, I suspect my voice is going to change every time I do this, but anyway.
Same.
Welcome to my world.
Look up at Marisol, Mary, stood on the barrel. Oh, you're tall. You're really tall. And then I'm going to look at the rat and go, you're dead. I'm going to attack the rat with my dog slicer.
You're what?
It's a
It's a weapon.
melee attack.
It's a goblin weapon. A fine, elegant goblin weapon. The dog slicer.
Yeah.
That's barbaric! I approve.
A 15 just hits.
Woo! Right, how do... Oh, that's the damage, right, okay.
So slicey wicey.
Take that, you dirty rat!
So you
Right,
slice the giant rat for
2,
2
not a lot.
damage. 2, that's really the number I'm reading?
Yeah.
What level are we? Are we just level 1 at the minute?
You're
yeah?
a level 1.
Oh, well, there we go then.
You're little hero babies.
Which is why I've only got like 15 hit points or something.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to attack him again with the melee.
Alrighty.
Ooh, nice.
Stabby, stabby! Oh, that's way better. Oh, yes.
Excellent.
I raise my hands. In success. Do a little dance. I've got a third action, haven't I?
You do.
But if I do that, can I skip my action? Well, yeah, can I skip my action?
Well, there's other things you could probably do that would be helpful. And if I've been looking for like a handy dandy chart of what things you can do, and I haven't found one. I also think I just did something to my headset again that's made my sound all weird. I know, the anarchy. Let me see if because I feel like I shortcutted something that maybe is helpful that gives us a list of stuff you can do. You can always move. Remember, they don't get attack opportunity.
Yeah, but I'm just because Actually, I don't know what the distance is on the bombers, but I feel like I shouldn't be really close to the enemy if I'm going to lob some at them. I could, but then I'm going to get a -4 penalty on the attack, so I'd have to roll really well to hit him, wouldn't I? I mean, I could try it and see.
Okay, on that first player reference card, it does list a couple things like stepping. You can move 5 feet without triggering reactions. Stride, you can move your speed. Strike is what you're doing when you're attacking. Seek, which is scanning an area for signs of creatures or objects using perception. Leap, which is okay. Well, none of that stuff is really you know.
No, that's what I mean.
Interact with. There's probably other stuff you can do. You probably have actions on your character sheet. But let's move along.
Yeah,
Unless
I'll just
comes to you in the next 5 seconds.
no. Let's
Okay, let
move on.
Harsk, do what you're gonna do.
Okay. I'm going to take my dwarven war axe and swing it at this giant rat number 4 here. Okay, that's not how I do that. The icons are weird.
Yeah, you have to be on the not the dice, the actual field itself. You have to drag that.
Okay. Yeah, I'm trying. Oh, wait a minute. I think this is what I need to do. Nope.
Oh, you drag like the +6 over to the creature.
Yeah, not the little dice icon.
Oh, so the actual +6. There we go.
I think that's how come it works to like apply.
Ooh,
sorry.
Aww. So a 2.
Well, I was hitching
for
up
an
my
8.
pants because I didn't want the rat seeing my butt crack.
Stop looking for more fish.
You save that for friends.
Exactly.
Okay, well that was your first action. What do you want to do on actions 2 and 3?
Can I swing my axe again?
You can certainly swing your axe again, but this time it'll be only +2 to hit.
Well, let's give it a try. I couldn't roll much worse. If I had rolled a 1, I swear I would have cried.
Yay.
I would have totally made a crack about it too.
But
And Harsk then proved. But you rolled a 14 instead for a total of dirty 20.
oh, jeez.
4 damage to this. But you know, as
I'm
you
glad I have that
swing
+3.
your great axe,
My pants fall down.
you know, I think I might have missed something before when never mind. Actually, I did miss something, and we can go back if you want to. But like, this rat is now dead. It has been chopped in half.
Does anybody want that? Do you want me to share it with you guys, or can I just have it?
You go right ahead and have it, House. Unless
I haven't eaten much today.
I'm not sure
This'll
if
tide
Fumbus
me
is...
over till we get to the fish.
I can't decide if Fumbus would be... Actually, according to the thing, yes, goblins tend to eat disgusting. I will have some rats.
Okay.
Yeah, Mary's like turning away, heaving over the edge of the barrel.
I will very reluctantly pull the tail off the rat and let Mary have. Let Fumbus have that. I almost offered it to Mary, and I guess that would probably have been a
You're
mistake.
just gonna keep the tail?
No, the tail's so I'm giving Fumbus the tail. I'm keeping the big part.
Oh, you're
the
keeping.
good part.
Okay, you're keeping the meaty bits, but you'll let Fumbus have the tail.
I killed it.
Okay.
Oh, yummy! And Fumbus sucks it in like a piece of spaghetti.
Oh!
I do the same with the rest of the rat. Got a little rat tail poking out of the corner of your mouth there.
Oh,
You
got...
That was your second attack.
You gonna finish that?
You have one action left technically, but they're 2 rats, but they're still a little like in the tunnelways, snarling from the entryway into the cave.
But they're not leaving?
Well, they haven't had a chance to do anything yet. There's been all this carnage of attacking this rat that was chewing on Fumbus.
Was there any fish in this barrel next to me?
Well, there's some closed up barrels, but they're like the two busted open barrels, and you kind of got half of a fish. But there wasn't much fish left behind. The barrels were just busted and stolen from.
Okay, I think that's all my actions for now then.
Okay. So on from your turn, if you don't want to use your last action for anything.
If I could think of something to use it on, I
Well,
would.
like, you could move closer to the rats.
Okay.
You could reposition yourself to hide from the rats.
Why would I hide from food?
Well, you might be, waiting for them to come closer and then sneak attack them, like some people might do.
Have you seen a dwarf sneak?
I mean, I don't know. You are like a ranger, so maybe you have extra sneaky dwarf skills.
Not really.
I'm not sure. I mean, I've looked at all your character sheets, but I've probably forgotten all your character sheets.
That's okay. I've pretty much forgotten my character sheet too. So I'm just going to come up here and look menacingly at these rats.
Yes. It's killing me too, because I feel like there's actually an action you can take to hide, like in the case of Mary on top of the barrels. Like, you could totally be stealthy right now, and I think that's actually an action you're supposed to take to be stealthy.
I think if I jumped up on that barrel, the barrel would no longer exist.
But I've totally missed it. But you're like right next to the rocks with a rat in front of you, and your turn is over.
So I can't eat the rat till my next turn? I don't
Yeah.
mind them if they're still kicking.
But unfortunately now the rat gets a chance to act, and it's right in front of you. So it's going to try to bite your beard.
Hey!
Mouthful of hair.
I just oiled that!
Mouthful of greasy hair.
But hey, I only rolled a 14. I think that's a miss.
Yeah, because Harsk's AC is 18.
This
Nice.
rat is, again, not a very strategic creature. It's got like a -4 intelligence modifier. So it doesn't
Plus, it's hardly
know-
smarter than I am.
It doesn't know anything. Now, the problem here is I'm not going to roll on you directly because it's not going to apply the minuses that I wanted to apply. But this time I rolled a natural 20.
Uh-oh.
And that means, I think...
I get
that-
20 rats?
I think you get extra rat attention. And how you feel about that?
Why does that sound like maybe it's not a good thing?
I don't think it's a good thing.
Now, I get double damage for that, I believe. So it'd be like, God. I'm trying to like find instantaneously the section again where it tells me how they calculate natural 20s here. Because if this was D&D, it would be the 5 times 2 plus 1 for a total of 11, whereas if it's double, it's 12.
I don't like the sound of either one of those.
I can't find it. So I'm going to use 11 and then try to figure it out later and make a note to myself that I need to like figure out how this game works before we play again. So Harsh, you take 11 damage. Let me put it in 11 move.
Ow!
Owie!
I have more holes than just my butt crack now.
But you've got so much rat attention right now. So much rat attention. And the downside is the rat gets to continue giving you attention because it has one more attack.
Oh no!
But this one is -2 to hit. So I'm not gonna roll on you again.
Good.
And I only rolled a 5, so it was actually a 3 total, and so it misses.
Huh.
And that is this rat's turn. We're on to the last rat. This rat can't directly get to anybody, and it's gonna start moving doop, doop, doop. It's gonna bypass. It's gonna bypass you, Hars. You've got enough attention. Oh, but like, oh no, Mary is up on top of this barrel, and it's a tall barrel. I don't think the rat can reach up that far.
Oh no! What a
Oh,
shame.
shucks!
That's not fair.
Mm.
But this rat is gonna move right there. It's gonna take a little sniping at Fumbus. But it misses with a 15.
Cool.
2 more bites though. And the second one also misses because it is only 13.
Mm-hmm.
And the last one, feeling frustrated that it cannot bite the goblin, it's not having success, it's going to try on the dwarf, and with a -2 to hit. And it rolls a 3. So that rat ain't getting any bites, and it misses everything. And now it's kind of like straddled between Fumbus and Hars. And we are back around in the attack order to Maricel's turn.
Okay, so I think she'll hop down off the barrel and go. I mean, I'm assuming now I still can't get the sneak attack thing because the rat's already gone, yeah?
Actually, you can get sneak attack damage. No, you can't. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yes. So
But if you move, you can. If you move to a side that is not the same side as Harsk or Fumbus, you can get sneak attack damage.
So if I go over to the other side where the other barrels are, do I need to do it stealthily?
Like, if you go to any spot except for... As long as you don't go, like, there, you're kind of on a different... Like, you're opposite Harsk where you are right now, so you would get sneak attack damage. Or if you moved anything to the east, you would be on the opposite side of Fumbus, and you would get sneak attack damage. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it won't let me go any more east.
Probably because there's like a stalactite there. It's like a rock formation, right? Like that one square with the big rock in it.
So if I stand here, what's the...
Yeah, you would get sneak attack damage because you being on the opposite side of Fumbus and Harsk makes the giant rat flat-footed.
Okay, right, so...
Or at least rat 3 is flat-footed.
Okay.
And you hit with a 23.
Really well.
And then I roll a d6.
Yes, for your sneak attack damage. So your basic hit does 6 damage to the rat. But you get your is it die 6 of sneak attack damage?
Yeah, just the regular dice on the bottom.
I think so.
Chat, or because it won't let me roll it on the. Yeah, it won't go.
Oh, it won't let you roll it directly to. Oh, we might have to set up it. I think that's what we had to do for other things is set up sneak attack damage under your weapons. Okay, so I'll add 5 more damage to that rat.
Thanks. So that was 1 attack.
Let me double check the total here. Because you just, with that sneak attack damage, you, your rapier sinks into this rat's flesh, and it screeches and croaks. So you have, that rat is now deceased.
Julio.
Are you gonna finish that?
No, you have it. It's fine.
You had a large lunch.
I haven't got anything in range.
You have 2 actions available, so you can still move. Now, the rocks and the squares between you and the rat, those act as heavy terrain, so you can only move half distance over those squares. Like the two squares directly to your east.
Can I move to there?
But you can totally move to there.
Okay. So I'll have a second pop with my rapier then.
Yeah, at +2 to hit, or is it +3? I don't know.
+2. Ooh,
Ooh!
nice.
For a dirty 20, you hit that rat. And a total of 9
Nice.
damage. You kill that rat as well. All the rats are dead.
Yay. Right. Excellent.
Okay, that was the
Squeakity
appetizer.
wiggity.
When do we eat?
Mocktails!
Glorious success. You have survived your first combat.
Yay.
Yay.
Now, at this point in time, since at least 2 of you have suffered injury, I shall say that, yeah. Rest, I work a little bit differently here. Now, one thing is, I think almost all of you have some kind of healing potion on you.
I
Like
haven't even looked at my
elixir
inventory.
of health, elixir of life, something like that in your inventory.
We don't have a cleric, do we?
You don't have a cleric.
No.
Oh
I
dear.
did think about being the cleric, but then I thought no.
I did not want the responsibility.
No.
Yeah, I've got an elixir of life. Well, I've got 2 elixir of life, so.
So those can be used to heal
I've got
while
one.
you're in the dungeon. They're also like short rests and long rests, but I will say that long rests work differently compared to Dungeons and Dragons in terms of how much they heal you. They act more like the long rests resting at a shrine in DDO, in that they will only heal a certain amount of hit points based off of your constitution and any other extra factors you've got going on. So what that is I think you get like 1 plus whatever your con modifier is in healing for a long rest, and you can only long rest once per day.
Wow.
That said, by the nature of this beginner's box dungeon, if at any point in time you want to like retreat, go back up to Otari and like rest and recuperate before you continue on to the dungeon, you can do that. You can take that time. There isn't any kind of like emergency, like this bomb will explode in this particular adventure. And once you have killed foes and cleared out a room, it is not going to repopulate with new monsters and obstacles. So once you've like solved any kind of like puzzle or obstacle or creature, it will not respawn. That part of the dungeon is clear and empty, and we can just, reset to wherever you left off in the dungeon if you want to like pause and rest and recuperate.
Okay.
Yeah, I think.
Oh, considering I'm at exactly half my hit points, I definitely need to do something here.
Yeah, you seem to be leaking.
And you're talking about my wounds, not my butt crack, right?
Yes, Wood. I'm gonna pick up a rat and chuck it at you. Here, eat this meat, you'll feel better.
Sorry,
so
my sound cut out from. Did you say eat a bit of rat, you'll feel better?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'll just use that as an excuse to get more rat. But they're awful. I mean, they're just like little rats. They're like hors d'oeuvres. I want the 10,000 fish.
The other thing I'm thinking about, fungus.
Mm-hmm.
Now, one thing I did that is just breaking all the rules.
Uh-oh.
No, there aren't really rules. But like in the beginner's box, it comes with 4 characters, and it's like the 4 like main archetypes of like rogue, fighter, cleric, and what's the other one?
Wizard? Caster?
Wizard. Yeah, wizard. Oh yeah. Wizard. And even the versions of those characters that they came with, I think are kind of like stripped back, stripped down, so you get like smaller amount of options. Now the basic spot, the beginner box did say, you can roll your own character. But what I misinterpreted was, I think if you rolled your own character, you're supposed to like use the information in the beginner's box hero's guide for those 4 classes. And I instead interpreted that as you could just roll any old character that you wanted to if you wanted to do that. So I gave you like all of the pre-gen characters, which means we have other classes that do other things. which means you guys can do so much stuff that I don't know anything about. But what I was getting at is, I think you have recipes, Fumbus, of things you can make in
I've
your crafty
okay.
book or whatever.
Right.
I would rather have a cook than a cleric.
I do have cooking skills.
The question is,
Bestie!
what are those abilities you have in
Because
your formula book? I don't know if we have them actually written down.
No, I've got I've got a cooking law, but I can't see how to open it. It says unable to find skill record.
Oh, you know what? This is totally on me. Cooking Lord, that is actually for Lord, that is just like if something comes up and you need to do a skill check and it's something focused on cooking, you get advantages.
Okay.
To know stuff about cooking. You have a thing called
formula book.
Formula book. Which I didn't fill in with actual formulas because I'm an idiot.
Okay. No, not okay to you being an idiot, just okay that I've got it. Every time they can create, you start with a standard formula book worth 10 silver pieces or 10 spell points. I'm not sure what that is.
Based off your inventory, I would say that you know how to make any of the potions in your book.
Right, so the ones that I've already, because I think I remember seeing this on the pre-gen sheet. I can craft the acid, the elixir, and the fire.
Yeah, they're listed on your pre-gen sheets, which ones you can actually make.
Right.
In fact, I've got a print of that in front of me somewhere, so why am I not looking at it? What I was checking for was to see if you can actually concoct healing potions.
I can concoct the minor elixir of life according to this.
Sweet, sweet giggity! So,
can you make stroganoff?
You can probably make it taste like stroganoff.
Good enough.
Hey, chop rat in it. It tastes like stroganoff.
That was like a really bad angel accent.
Yeah, it was. Sorry. Tony, it's changing every time.
Now, what I can't remember is it's either 4. Oh, you have 5 daily batches of infused reagents that you can use to craft 2 free alchemical items of a single type. Or 1 item using quick alchemy. Now, what that means is, which probably would have been useful for me to mention during combat earlier, you can use 1 action during combat to create 1 potion or bomb or whatever from your was it recipe book?
So it's sort of like on the fly as part of the attack combats.
So those alchemical items that like are listed.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I'm assuming all these alchemical items that are on this character sheet are things that are in your formula book. Like the lesser anti-plague, the acid flask, the alchemist's fire, the bottled lightning, the cheetah's elixir.
Yeah, all those are listed under alchemical items, and it just says you know how to craft.
You can either make 1 of those using 1 action during a turn, and you can do that 5 times per long rest, or you can make 2 if you use if you do a crafting thing, which I would have to like look up what crafting is for, but I'm assuming like during a long rest you can craft all you want to for those 5 infusions.
Okay.
As part of downtime until I figure out exactly how alchemists work. So you guys do have access to healing stuff as well as those other recipes. And so that's what's kind of helpful in terms of the PDF has different abilities that you guys can do that might help you survive things.
Okay, cool. All right, so does that mean if we take like a quick rest now, I can craft 2 minor elixir of life and give 1 to Hask?
I think that is what it means, or that's what it's going to mean for right now. we could take a short rest, and you can use that short rest to use one of your. Oh, and I remember that there was something about. Never mind that. It's not important. I was remembering something, but like, it might be a note on your character sheet about how many you've already used today out of your 5. But for considering we only have half an hour left to play, let's just say it doesn't matter. First, we could take a short rest, and you could make 2 elixirs of life.
Okay, let's say I do that, and then I'll give 1 to Hask. So I'll up my current inventory by 1, and Hask can regain 1d6 by using it. Or do I need to
I
actually?
appreciate that.
Do I actually need to give Hask the elixir? Would that be easier? Because that would then automatically roll against his hit points.
It would automatically roll against his hit points.
Okay, hang on then. Inventory. If I pull, oh no, that's not it. How do I pull?
Is it set up correctly? This is one of those things I'm kind of like, oh my god, I did it again.
I don't know how to give 1 to Hask.
Hey, can you hear me now?
Yep. I can hear you. Yep. So yeah, Hask should be able to pull it out of the party sheet, I think. Yeah. Where it says.
Okay. I keep accidentally leaning on my sound and screwing everything up, so like I went deaf for about half a minute.
Yes, you got that, yeah?
I'm looking for it.
It's under Elixir of Life Minor.
Oh, elixir. Oh, duh. I'm looking under healing. Duh. There it is. Oh, there's 3 of them in here. Oh, Harsk one. Do I just open up my inventory tab and pull that in there?
And also gives a bonus to saving throws against
How do I
diseases
split it?
and
Because it's
poisons.
trying to.
Is it?
Did it drop all of them?
No, I didn't drop any of them. So the party inventory is only picking up the ones that we had originally. So I had 2 to start with, and Hask had 1, and I've updated my inventory sheet to say that I've now got 4, with the assumption of I've crafted 2.
Okay.
When I try to pull it in, it pulls all 3 of them.
Okay.
I don't think the item is actually set up to roll the d6 onto a person anyhow. I think we have to do that separately. So how about
So if I just knock mine back down to, I've got 3.
Knock it down to 3 and have even roll a d6 for Harsk, and that's how much healing you'll get. Is it that plus 1, or is it just the d6?
It says held in 1d6 plus, and gain a +1 item bonus to saving throws against diseases and poisons for 10 minutes.
Okay. So you have that resistance to poison for 10 minutes and disease. Okay. So let's add 3 back. You're down to 8 wounds. So a little bit of flesh enters your cheeks. It may have been the elixir of life. It may have been all of the juicy rat bodies you have gathered.
There were a lot of them.
The glow of anticipation. Oh, and the one thing I want to say is, for defeating the rats, you each get 80 XP.
Ooh, XP.
Ooh.
So if you go to your character sheet.
Oh, can we actually see his XP on this?
Yeah, but I'm like,
it's not the same places, and it's not the same place as.
It's not in the same place. I think it's on another page.
Tracker?
It's not the tracker.
Is it hero points? Oh
no, hero points is like
hero point. Yeah,
kind
I
of like
see
an
that.
inspiration-y thing.
Actually, I'm gonna use one of these elixirs on myself. Oh, fantastic! I've got my hit points back.
Oh, I know where it is. It is on the party sheet.
Yeah.
So like the same place where the inventory is, there is a tab for XP. Do you guys have access to that?
No.
No.
Okay, well, I guess I'm just going to
No.
enter it in.
I'm debating if I want to use my elixir of life on myself, and
Oh,
considering.
I just remembered something. Let me open up
I think I'm going to save it because that's. I have a feeling I'm going to need it.
I just remembered how this works because we've been doing milestone leveling in the other games, so like I got all rusty. What
Are
I
you
do
even
is
a Warforged?
I drag the encounter into this doohickey, and it should award it.
Sorry, that just struck me funny.
Everybody got AXP, woot!
Nice.
Yeah, this is fun. Okay. I'm like, oh, I hate having to figure out how things work in Fantasy Grounds. I also think the other place we can enter it is when we click on the little loop next to your class on the first page, we can enter it there. Right now I'm entering the XP needed for the next level, which is 1,000.
Wow. Okay.
I know, right? And in Pathfinder, it's basically every time you get 1,000 XP, you gain a level.
Okay.
Now, okay, so all of you should have 80 out of 1,000 XP listed on your characters if you drill down, but you don't have to worry about that right now. So now you're right by a hole.
I mean,
And
always.
beyond Harsk, there is this tunnel leading to the east. The light is getting dim.
Does it go to the west if I turn around? Sorry, had to.
One of the holes goes to the west if you turn around. And here's a question. Looking at your character sheets, how are you guys with light? Do you guys have dark vision? Do you have low
Yes.
light vision? What is
I
that
have-
about?
Dark
I have-
vision.
Harsk has dark vision.
Oh shit! I didn't mean to roll that. I didn't know that was a dice. Sorry.
I have low light vision. Does that mean I can't see in the dark?
You can't see in complete dark, I think is what that means.
Ah.
It's like I've promptly forgotten what low light vision means.
Elves can see well in dim light. This makes it easier to target creatures that are in shadow.
Okay. So you can target creatures in shadow, but if there's no light whatsoever in the room, your vision is going to be impaired. That's what I'm getting out of it.
It would seem so, yes.
Now the cavern seems to stretch to the east. As you squeeze through this hole that is not Harsk, you find yourself.
You don't want to squeeze through that hole unless your sinuses are clogged.
You find yourself in a cavern that seems to stretch endlessly beneath the streets of Otari. Who knows what menace could be lurking down here? Up ahead, the passageway ends in a cliff that plunges sharply into the darkness. So right now you're like in low light and everybody can see. But let me outline it with the little marker exactly where the ledge is, because I'm not sure it's completely obvious. That's a ledge.
Oh, right. Okay.
Okay. If you want to continue the way forward beyond that ledge, you need to find a way to climb down this short, slippery cliff.
I have a rope.
Okay.
I think. Yes, I have a rope.
I've got a grappling hook.
I've got rope. I hope it's pretty sturdy rope, because,
Right.
well, you know.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 30 feet. What would we tie it to?
The dwarf.
I knew somebody was going to say that.
You haven't got a piton or anything like that.
A what?
A piton.
She doesn't. I took the pittons away.
Oh no!
Because like
Took the
the
pittance.
pre-gen had pittons, but like the beginner box version didn't have pittons specifically. I think because of this right here. I think they were just deliberately withheld.
Well, didn't the DM say there was some sort of stalagmite?
Oh, stalactite.
That we could.
Well, there were some stalactite, stalagmite, whatever
pillars.
pillars in the previous room that were kind of columns.
Well,
in
how
that room.
How far is it from there to the cliff edge?
How short is the cliff
Well,
that
let's
you?
see. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. What's your rope?
50.
50.
It would make it because it's only you peer over the side. It looks like the cliff is only about 10 feet tall, but you can
Oh yeah,
tell
Mary
that
can just drop down.
the surface is slick with moisture, so it's a little bit tricky to find handholds to just climb.
All right, should we do that? If I just loop my rope around.
But your rope, you know, it will reach the whole way to the surface below.
Okay, let's
But
do
what
that.
to tie it to? Besides, you know, the
pillar
dwarf.
thing. The pillar thing in the
Okay.
other room. Yeah.
Okay. I like that a lot better.
Yeah, we all do. We don't want you falling on us, do we?
I just giggle snorted. Did that come actually through, or was I off my push to talk in time?
Oh god. I'm gonna pass my rope to you. Hang on. Here. I think you. Oh, actually, maybe I could do knots better than you.
Yeah, I don't even know what you are. What are you?
I'm an alchemist, but I can tinker with stuff, and I have got thieves' tools and things like that. So I don't know how that's going to overlap with you.
Just tie
But
a knot. You don't need anything special to tie a knot, do you?
you want the knot to stay knotted.
Are you asking to do a survival check to see how well you tie your knots?
Maybe I am. Yes.
Should we all try it? Just in case.
No, it's all right. I'm good.
All right.
Oh, yeah. All right.
Yeah,
then.
with a 22, Fumbus takes the rope, whips it around one of these stalactites, and knots up. Does tidy like a hitch knot with like a some kind of like loop-de-flange-de whatever. I don't know.
Like a proper sailor's knot.
Yeah. As far as you can tell, Maricel, it seems like the kind of like a proper kind of knot that would be on a ship, and you've been on ships.
Yeah.
You stowed away on plenty of ships. You know what knots look like. Fumbus seems to know what he's doing.
Yeah. Okay, we'll go.
So you've knotted this rope along the stalactite. It's dangling over the side of the cliff.
Yeah. Do you want me to go first?
You can climb. Now it is going to.
Can you see?
It's going to take an athletics check to climb down with the rope, but because you thought to use a rope rather than doing the climb unaided, the DC of the climb is now 10 instead of 15.
Okay. And that's all of us, yeah?
That's anyone who's using the rope to climb down the side. You can also help each other, in addition.
Kaboom.
And you can do, whoever is not climbing down can do an athletics check for helping. And depending on how well you roll, you might assist or interfere with their ability to climb down.
Well,
Do you guys trust me to roll to help you?
well, I've just rolled athletics to climb down the rope.
And you rolled an 18, which is
I did.
perfectly good for
Yeah.
climbing down the side of the doodad.
So I'm now at the bottom of the doodad. So I
Yes.
can assist the
Sure.
Fumbus and the Hask.
And you can assist from above or below. It's fine both ways.
I shall assist from below.
All right.
Oh, really? Hask, pull your pants up before you come down, though.
I'm hitching my pants up. I have a feeling at least one of you guys is getting me suspenders for Christmas.
Maybe you can repurpose some of this rope as a belt
Yeah.
later.
I'm going to look over the edge and go, if I jump, will you catch me?
Well, if you fall off the rope, I'll catch you, but do try and use the rope, won't you?
Okay.
Okay, so who's climbing next? Bumbus?
Yeah.
And
I
Fumbus,
think you guys should go first and then get out of the way.
well, 14 is enough for you to climb down even without Maricel's help, and I don't think she can harm you enough to ruin your climbing.
Okay.
Even if she had rolled a natural one on helping, I don't think it would have.
Oh, was I supposed to roll something for help?
Yeah, when you in this case, in Pathfinder, when you help, you do your own roll for that skill check, and depending on how high it is, you give them a circumstance bonus to their check instead of giving them advantage.
Okay.
Do you want me to
Like
roll?
if you
or-
succeeded on the roll, you would give them a +1 to their check, and if you critically succeeded, you would give a +2.
Okay.
And if you rolled a natural one, I'd be like, you give them a -2.
So,
I assume that's how it works, but wait, no, maybe that doesn't apply. I don't think it doesn't say that here, so maybe I'm like misinterpreting that. So like it's Harsk's turn. So do you guys want to help Harsk climb down this rope?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Are
what's
you
your
sure you want to
athletics
be
score?
helping and be directly under me? Because you guys aren't that big and I'm not that small.
well, Mary's kind of tall, isn't she?
Both
So
kind of fast though. You can dodge out of the way if things go bad.
Yes.
that's true.
Dodge.
Yeah.
I do have a +6 to my athletics check, so let's see what I roll here.
Should we all roll athletics as well, yeah?
Oh,
I think I'm
we
good.
need-
Oh, yeah.
Harsk didn't need your help. Harsk got a 23
That's as close as I've ever come to dancing, right down that rope.
with what like almost like a leap. Harsk kind of just repels in one big whoop down the side of this 10-foot cliff, and now you're all in the little. You've done some base jumping down here. And for successfully climbing down this mini cliff, you all get 10 more XP.
Hey.
Cool.
Hey!
Hey.
So, is it pitch black down here? Does this mean that Mary's now stumped for light? I've got dark vision.
Ah, right, yeah. I can't see anything. It's all dark for me.
I shall move on to the next thing so I can double check. The tunnel continues deeper underground, eventually opening to a large chamber. Patches of glowing blue fungus cling to the ceiling and provide dim light,
Yeah.
enough for Mary's eyeballs to work.
Fab.
You can just barely make out vast strands of webbing across the floor and walls of this cavern, stretching between stalactites like shimmering curtains.
Okay, rats are one thing. I draw the line at eating spiders.
Oh, I
They-
like spiders.
They tickle too much.
They wiggle as they go down.
I do like food that wiggles.
They're stringy.
Sorry, which way is that? To the west or to the north?
It's to the north
West.
of you.
To the north. All right. So is that a dead end then? So not to the west, to the east. Is that a dead end?
The east is a dead end. It's just like a
Right.
wall. It's the side of the cavern. And there's like that little outcropping of like the glowing fungus and stuff.
Do we want to go north then?
Yeah.
But yeah, the way forward is the only way to go right now.
Oh my god. Okay. I guess we go that way.
Tally ho.
What, north?
North.
Now you
To
see
the
that
light.
this cavern is filled with webbing, and Harsk, because of your training as a ranger, you intuitively know that moving over webbing like that, it's sticky stuff. That's part of why it's not fun to eat spiders. And so that the squares with webbing in them are going to be like difficult terrain and take twice the movement to cross.
This is why I hate spiders, and then when you eat them, they get stuck on the way down because they're sticky. And they never made it to your stomach.
What does it say here? It says specifically here, moving onto a square of difficult terrain costs an extra 5 feet of movement, and a creature can't use a step action into a square of difficult terrain.
I'm not sure what that means.
Well, the step action is the action you can take where you move 5 feet, but you cannot incur an opportunity attack from somebody who has the ability to opportunity attack.
Okay.
I think that's what it was, or maybe it's a reflexive action that they can do if you take if you move that way.
All right.
If that makes sense. Does that make sense?
I think so.
So you have this. There's this cavern in front of you, filled with webs, shadows, and dim, spooky light that is before you to be traversed. What do you do?
Can we see anything moving?
There's all kinds of actions you can take right now, and I feel like I'm failing because I didn't prepare properly to say, oh, hey, here are exploration activities that you can do right now. What exploration activity would everybody like to take? To flip hurriedly to the exploration section. 31. Number 1, set a party order. Well, you kind of got a party order. You're all huddled together. In fear?
Yeah, we're worried about spiders. Yeah.
In kinship? I don't know. Okay.
I am going to lop about a 6-foot piece of rope off the end of my rope and tie it around my waist as a belt because I do not want spiders in my butt crack.
All right. So Parsk is belted.
Finally.
You can
It's very confining, but it's better than
actively
spiders.
avoid notice, defend, detect magic. Well, I don't think any of you can detect magic, so skip that one. Hustle, which means you move like at double time. And that how long you can hustle depends on your constitution score. I think it's like you can hustle for 10 minutes per bonus modifier you have in constitution. You can investigate, you can scout, and you can search. You can sense direction if you were like lost trying to find the right path, and you can track. And each of these might have like an associated skill check for seeing if you successfully do it. Now, avoiding notice, I think that is oh, and I think I did do a shortcut somewhere. Or in under modules, I think it is. Because I found out that the shortcuts I have do not work.
Hang on, finding modules. Right.
I think you would have to activate.
It's under library.
Yeah.
And and I found
I think
it,
you
but
would
there's
have to
nothing in it.
activate Pathfinder Beginner Box Hero's Handbook.
I don't even have that. I have nothing listed under my modules at all.
You have to click on the activation and find it.
It's because the activation adds it to your options. You want that, and I think you also want
2nd edition core rules.
Yeah, do that, and then you definitely do both Even and Grim because your classes that aren't in the beginner's box. So like the Pathfinder core rules, and then for the beginner box, Hero's Handbook and the Game Master's Guide. Because I don't think it has the activities in the Hero's Handbook. No wait, maybe the Game Master's Guide doesn't have anything that's helpful either.
Can't see a Game Master's Guide for Pathfinder.
Oh, you know what? You wouldn't. Okay, never mind. I'm bummed because I can't find the thing I'm looking for, which is basically what I'm looking at for exploration activities that you can take, where you can find the descriptions of these activities.
Well, I'm using that link that you sent. Yeah, under activities, fix a talisman, avoid notice, defend, detect magic, follow the expert, hustle, investigate, repeat a spell, scout, and search.
Okay. So you're looking at your character sheet and it lists those things?
No, it's that, you know, that Archives of Nessus link you sent.
Oh, okay, okay, that's good. Good.
Okay.
So that'll like tell you how things work.
I kind of want to do the investigate, I think. Just to see if I can see if this webbing is indicative of something currently living here, or if it's old, if there's anything sort of we need to be worried about. Maybe.
Might give us a bit more information.
Yeah, I think that sounds like a good idea.
I'm just not sure how to do it. You use recall knowledge as a secret check to discover
you and me
clues.
both. Let me. I'm looking at the index really fast in the big book.
Unless it's just a search or a scout we need just to see if there's old. Oh, there's an anticipate ambush.
Does it say that under scout?
No, that's under feats under exploration. So exploration's got different. It's got actions, activities, feats, skills, and skills general. That's weird. What's looks at Mary. Did I not come through then?
I found the section. Okay.
Okay.
Investigate. You seek out information about your surroundings while traveling at half speed. You use recall knowledge as a secret check which would be rolling in the tower, to discover clues about the various things you can see or engage with as you journey along. You can use any skill that has recall knowledge action while investigating, but the game master determines whether the skill is relevant to the clues you could find. Scouting. You scout ahead and behind the group to watch for danger, which sounds maybe a little bit more appropriate for where you are right now. Moving at half speed. At the start of the next encounter, every creature in your party gains a +1 circumstance bonus to their initiative rolls because you're being so cautious.
Okay.
Search. You seek meticulously for hidden doors, concealed hazards, and so on. That kind of sounds like something that Mary might do because of her roguiness. I don't know. Are you overly perceptive? You can usually make an educated guess as to where locations are best to check and move at half speed, but if you want to be thorough and guarantee you've checked everything, you need to travel at a speed no more than 300 feet per minute or 100 feet. Well, holy cow, that's too much information. If you come across a secret door, item, or hazard while searching, the Game Master will attempt a free secret check in the tower to seek to see if you notice the hidden object or hazard. What else have we got? What other things you can do did we have questions about?
How about perception? I'm just looking at my skills and I have a +7 to perception, so it seems like using perception would be a good thing.
Avoiding notice. You attempt a stealth check to avoid notice while traveling at half speed. If you have the swift sneak, blah, 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 you can move at full speed rather than half, blah, blah, blah. Avoiding notice at the start of an encounter, you usually roll stealth check instead of a perception check. So that was the thing I was trying to talk about earlier, Mary, where you would roll a stealth check instead of perception to determine your initiative and whether or not enemies noticed you at the start of combat. So what these things are is you can choose to be doing one of these activities, and then I might have you make a skill check like perception to see how successful you are at them.
Okay. Then I think Thumbus would like to try and scout a bit. Just so that we are going slowly, because obviously giant cobwebs don't sound like a good idea to, run into the maker of.
Okay. So Fumbus wants to scout. What does Harsk want to do?
I want to. This is probably perception. Just pay attention and see what I can learn about our surroundings.
So you're kind of like investigating the surroundings, like stuff that about this cavern
Yes.
with the cobwebs.
Yep.
Okay. And Mary, what would you like to do?
Well, stay quiet at the back of the group and see if I can hear anything scuttling about, or,
You're avoiding notice.
yeah.
I wish I brought my post-its in the office because I need to mark that section of the book. Okay. So first off, we're going to start off as we resolve this as the last thing that we're going to do today. Have Marisol roll a stealth check.
Hey.
So you rolled a 16 with a total of 23. You are pretty stealthy.
Mm.
You're pretty stealthy. Let me just do something. Well, no, I'm not going to do something. That seems pretty stealthy to me.
Yep.
So Marisol, as you kind of proceed forward, you're like tippy toeing, staying in the shadows, not invoking notice.
Yep.
You're like
Nice and quiet.
You're so at one with the darkness and shadow. At one point, you forget that you're there.
That's not hard.
Next, we're gonna have Harsk do your kind of like investigation knowledge of this area. Like, what can you figure out about this immediate area? And for that, I think you should use some of your like ranger foo. So like, which thing do I want? Whether it's your
Ranger
survival.
food?
No, foo. Like, it's your like
Oh.
special.
Look, you're getting Hask all excited about food.
I can sense Harsk has some obsessions.
Mm.
So would that be
You
perception?
have a particular set of skills, and this isn't going to be perception, but something that's a little bit more nature survival based.
Okay, so how about survival?
So yeah, either your survival and nature both have the same +5. You're trained in both of them.
Okay,
I say
actually,
you can pick
I'm
either
looking
one.
at stealth as I thought it was a plus. Okay, yep, they're both +5. So I'm just gonna roll. Yeah, let's roll nature.
Ooh.
The DC was 15, so you
Cool.
rolled a 16 in nature.
Thank
And
heaven for that +5.
you recall something about nature and webs that creatures who spin webs can typically, they don't even have to see you to know you're there, that if you touch the webs, they will know you're there.
How prevalent are these? Prevalent's actually a really big word for Harsk. You want some appreciation for that. How prevalent are these webs?
Well, you see them in the room ahead on the map. That's how
And
prevalent they are. It's
all we have to do is touch them and they're going to know we're here?
Yeah, if there's something in there, if you touch those webs, if whatever web the place is in that room, if you touch those webs, it's going to know you're there. It doesn't even have to see you.
That's pretty scary.
Yeah, web sense.
I think we're in trouble.
Oh no!
Now, Fumbus, you're scouting.
Aha!
So you are going to be the perception check to see if you can notice any danger in the cavern ahead.
Okay, sorry guys. Oh, not bad.
But hey, again, let me see. Well, let me double check. There might actually be written out DCs for this check. Okay. Well, couple other things have a DC of 15, and I've been using a DC of 15, so I'm going to say the DC was 15. And I'm going to say that with that 16 that you rolled, Fumbus, you note that there is a giant spider
They
Up-
tickle too
up
much
on
on
a
the way
ledge.
down.
up on a ledge to the northeast corner of this cavern, lurking in the corner there. Dun dun dun. But
Are you talking about my crack again?
is your butt like a ledge?
Well,
I'm
at
checking
certain angles, you know.
right now. I'm doing a perception check for this spider. If I remember how to do this, wait.
You hear Fumbus squeak, and then he points.
The spider has noticed Maricel because of all of its beady little eyes. It rolled a 23, which I think if it meets it, beats it, applies in Pathfinder as well. That's something else I need to double check.
One of the things that always frustrated me about Fantasy Grounds is the stuff it does automatically and the stuff it won't do automatically is just incredibly inconsistent.
Because it's all got to be coded in there. That's automation for you. So, at the end of this session, we're kind of leaving it with dun dun dun. You're in the entrance of this cavern, and you have noticed this giant spider on the ledge, kind of like tickety tickety tickety, wiggling its little legs, its mandibles, spinning this web that is draped throughout this cavern. But unfortunately, the spider, with its thousands of eyes, has looked into your souls and noticed that you are there in return.
I'm a ginger, I don't have a soul.
This is above my pay grade. I'm off. Bye.
Okay, so that's our first attempt at playing
Cool.
playing Pathfinder. When we play again next time, we will pick up with combat against this giant spider.
Oh boy. That was great.
Yeah, it was good.
Hopefully, I've successfully recorded this session so that I can write down all these questions. I said, hey, I really need to look up and figure out how that works next time. For next time.
Sure. I will try and read through my stuff a bit better before the next session. I haven't had time, but yeah.
Same, although honestly,
we
a
could
big
do
part of the fun
roses
is
and
figuring it
thorns
out.
too. But I think for this, part of it is we're new to the exact play style of Pathfinder and what's different and what's similar. And there's just a lot of information about the things that you can do. And it's a lot to actually remember. And we have a hard time remembering the stuff that we've done a lot. At least I know from our D&D game, we never remember anything.
It's true. Yeah.
It's a miracle when everybody remembers important stuff. So that's going to be, I think, the big hurdle is remembering the different activities you can do as you explore the place, the different things you can do during combat that either buff the party or yourselves or hinder the creatures that you're up against. The different options you have during combat to attack but also do other things. And then other little miscellaneous things having to do with your class, like for Fumbus, being able to make potions.
Yeah, that is handy.
So that's the tricky thing of what we have to figure out and learn how it works. But otherwise,
we'll get there.
It's not that different.
No.
I mean, the figuring out part is half the fun.
Which is true. And we rolled pretty well tonight.
We really did. Although
beginner's
it's
luck, maybe.
waiting for it to turn the other way, and that's not going to be pretty.
No.
No nat ones and one nat 20, which I have not been doing moonshine cherry rolls, and I don't think I am.
Yeah, the DM's sober.
Because I never seem to be the one rolling the nat 20s. Well, thank you, everybody.
No,
Yeah,
thank you.
Thank you.
And, Oh, what is the tradition? The tradition is to figure out when the hell we're gonna play again. It would be
Oh,
the
the
first,
bane of all D&D groups
the
everywhere.
first Sunday of next month.
Oh, get my calendar up. First Sunday of next month.
Fifth.
That's March.
5th is what I have down as potential.
We're all right because we're off that week, aren't we?
The week after, yeah.
So potentially we could play a bit longer that night if you wanted. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. I mean, let's not go crazy. I'm only talking about an extra hour because I'm old and I have to be in bed by a certain time.
We
but
actually got as far as the barest minimum that I wanted to get. I was hoping for like we would get through the spider if it was going to be like really bold and accomplished. But I somehow knew, especially with the first session and me not knowing what the hell I'm doing, I just wanted to get down the cliff, basically.
Yeah. Well,
Sure.
we managed that. Yeah. It didn't take us 3 weeks to get down the cliff, so you know.
which is
it's-
that is immediately better than our other campaign because we just take it forever to get everywhere.
It took like half a year to get out of town.
Yeah. Yeah. So 5th of March it is then.
Okay, 5th of March, 2:15 p.m.
Sounds good to me.
And we might play
Okay.
a little bit late, or at least until whenever Rach gets sleepy.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
start falling asleep. Yeah. Yeah.
When she starts getting sleepy and cranky.
Honestly, a pair of us were terrible, but if we're not working the next day, we can have a drink. So that's always a way of keeping us awake.
Okay, well,
Surprisingly.
maybe in honor of a holiday, I might do moonshine cherries for nat 20s next time.
Right then. Thanks ever so much, Bonnie.
Thanks. Have
Yep.
have a great evening.
Nice chatting with you, Evan.
Yep.
Thank
Nice
you all.
to meet you. See ya.
And have a lovely night.
You have a lovely day.
Bye.
I worked 8.5 hours before this and took like a 2-hour nap, so I'm going back to bed.
Oh my word, Evan! I don't know how you cope. All right.
See ya.
All right then. Bye, guys.
Sweet dreams.